I'm afraid of flying. The airplane shakes as we fly through turbulence. I hold on to the back of a seat, trying to stay steady. I smile, but inside, I am scared. Turbulence is when the airplane shakes because of the wind or air currents. It can happen often, especially when flying over mountains, near storms, or during the evening when the air cools down. I hate turbulence. I am working on a flight from New York to Los Angeles. The captain tells everyone, "We are flying over the Rocky Mountains. There might be some turbulence." I feel my heart beating a little faster, but I keep smiling. At first, the flight is calm. I am walking down the aisle, handing out drinks. Then, suddenly, the plane shakes. I freeze for a second, holding on to a seat. Then, the shaking gets worse. Some passengers look very nervous. A few cups fall to the floor of the plane. "Ladies and gentlemen, please return to your seats and fasten your seat belts," the captain says. I walk to my seat and sit down, buckling my seatbelt tightly. I feel nervous. The plane bounces up and down, like a boat in rough water. I close my eyes and take deep breaths. Finally, after 15 minutes, the turbulence stops. The captain announces, "We are out of the turbulence now. Thank you for your patience." I open my eyes and look at the passengers. They smile at me, and I smile back. I stand up and check if everyone is okay. "Hello, my name is Naomi. I work as a flight attendant. Many people think my job is glamorous, and in some ways, it is. I get to travel to amazing places all over the world. One week I might be in Paris, eating fresh croissants, and the next week I could be walking on the beaches of Thailand. I've seen so many beautiful cities and met people from all over the globe. But being a flight attendant is not as easy as it seems. Long flights can be very tiring. Sometimes, I work for more than 12 hours, serving food and drinks, helping passengers, and keeping everyone safe. After a long flight, my feet hurt, and my body feels heavy. The time changes also make it hard. One day, I wake up in New York, and the next day I go to sleep in Tokyo. Jet lag makes me feel tired and a little confused. A typical day for me starts early. I arrive at the airport a few hours before the flight. First, I attend a briefing with the other crew members and the captain. We talk about the flight plan, the weather, and any special instructions. After that, we go to the plane and check the safety equipment. Once everything is ready, we welcome the passengers on board. I help them find their seats, store their luggage, and answer their questions. When the flight starts, my real work begins. In economy class, I serve meals and drinks to many passengers. It's busy, and I have to move quickly. In first class, the work is different. The passengers expect more attention, and the meals are more elaborate. I serve food on plates instead of trays, and I make sure everything looks perfect. First class is quieter and less rushed, but it requires more focus and detail. Some passengers are nice and friendly, but others can be difficult. They might complain about the food, or they might get upset about delays. I always try to stay calm and polite, but it can be stressful. When there is bad weather, like storms or strong winds, I feel nervous. Turbulence is the worst, even though I know the plane is safe. One of the scariest moments of my career was during a flight to Paris. We had to make an emergency landing because of a technical issue. The captain announced it over the intercom, and my heart started beating fast. But I knew I had to stay calm for the passengers. The crew worked together perfectly. We followed all the safety procedures we had learned in training. We reassured the passengers, showed them how to brace for landing, and made sure everyone was ready. The landing was very rough, but we made it safely. Afterward, passengers thanked us for staying calm and professional. It was a moment that showed me how important teamwork is in our job. Since that day, I often feel nervous flying. When the plane takes off and lands, I feel a little scared. Recently, I am not so nervous. I feel I am getting better. I like it when I am busy. I forget I am in a plane and focus on the passengers. The friendships I've made with other flight attendants and pilots are one of the best parts of this career. We are like a family, supporting each other through long flights, tough situations, and even personal challenges. During layovers, we often explore cities together, share meals, and laugh about funny moments from our flights. Knowing that I can count on my crew makes every flight easier and more enjoyable. Layovers are the breaks we get between flights. They give us time to rest and recover before starting another long journey. The length of a layover can vary. Sometimes, it's just a few hours, but other times it can be a full day or more. On shorter layovers, I usually stay in the hotel to rest. On longer layovers, I hang out with my friend Yuki. We go sightseeing or enjoy a nice meal at a local restaurant. It's one of the perks of the job, getting to see new places and experience different cultures, even if it's just for a little while. When the plane lands, we go to a hotel and try to rest, but it's not always easy. Hotel life is strange. The rooms are comfortable, but they don't feel like home. I find it difficult to sleep. Sometimes, I miss my own bed. Balancing my job and my personal life is one of the hardest parts of being a flight attendant. I used to have a boyfriend, Ken. He was a nice guy, but it was too difficult for us to stay close. Sometimes, I was away for many days or weeks because of work. We talked on the phone or used video calls, but it was not the same. I missed important events like his birthday. Ken was sad when I was away, and I felt bad too. At first, we tried to make it work. When I came home, we went out a lot and spent time together. But as time passed, it became harder. I was always thinking about work, and he wanted someone who could be there more. I realized that my job was my priority, and it wasn't fair to Ken. After a lot of thinking, I decided to choose my career. I love being a flight attendant and traveling the world. It gives me so much happiness and excitement. I knew it was the right decision for me. For a while, I focused only on my job. I visited new countries, made friends with my co-workers, and enjoyed the freedom of my lifestyle. But sometimes, I felt lonely. I wanted to find someone who could understand my busy life. A few weeks ago, I met someone new. He is a pilot, and we understand each other very well. We work for the same airline. This relationship is much better for me. I don't feel bad about my job, and I don't have to explain why I am away so often. He understands my dreams and supports me. Now, I feel happy with my career and my new relationship. It is not always easy, but it feels right for my life. I have learned that finding the right balance is not just about time, it's about finding the right person who fits into your world. Becoming a flight attendant takes a lot of hard work and dedication. I had to go through weeks of training to learn about safety procedures, first aid, and how to handle emergencies. It's not just about serving drinks and smiling, we are trained to keep passengers safe no matter what happens. I also had to learn different languages. I can speak English, Spanish, and a little bit of French. Knowing other languages helps me communicate with passengers from all over the world. Another part of the job is looking professional. I love wearing my uniform. It makes me feel confident and smart. The airline has strict rules about how we present ourselves. My hair must be neat, my makeup must look fresh, and my uniform must always be clean and pressed. Even when I am tired after a long flight, I am expected to look my best. Passengers expect flight attendants to be calm and professional, so I always try to maintain that image. When I'm not working, I go home to my family and friends. I rest as much as I can, and I enjoy the quiet time. Being a flight attendant means I'm often away, so I treasure the moments I have with my loved ones. Even with the tiredness, the jet lag, and the stress, I love my job. Every flight is an adventure, and every destination is a chance to learn something new. I still get nervous and afraid when we have bad turbulence, but I can deal with it. I feel lucky to see the world and meet so many different people. It's not always glamorous, but it's a life full of excitement and discovery. I am Naomi, and I am proud to be a flight attendant.